We're a music magazine that concentrates solely on music. So we're different from Rolling Stone, for instance, which covers not just pop culture in general, but covers a lot of politics. We stick to music. And we also cover a wide variety of popular music. We cover rock and pop and hip hop and R&B, a little bit of country, indie rock, alternative music. So we're pretty Catholic when it comes to that. And also I think our attitude is a little different. We're younger than our competing titles. We appeal to a younger crowd, generally speaking, than Rolling Stone. And we're just, I think, slightly more irreverent. We're known for having a bit of a sense of humor, for not approaching musicians as if everything they say is golden and not to be questioned. So we're a little bit different than our peers.
You know, I've submitted this piece to a couple different publications. So I've had a pitch all set. Obviously it hasn't worked because I'm still here trying to pitch it. But as far as preparing to actually meet with the editor-in-chief, I don't know that I did all that much because I kind of treated it like, you know, I wouldn't normally be meeting face-to-face with an editor-in-chief. So I just basically put together what I would submit normally.
Well, I think the most important thing for anyone who's pitching stories is to actually know the magazine you're pitching it to.
You know, I read through the magazine a bit. I mean, I'm familiar with the magazine before, but I just kind of brushed up on it. And I don't know, the story that I'm pitching is something I kind of know backwards and forwards just because of my time down there. So didn't do a whole lot of preparation.
Often we get ideas that send either via email or in other ways that just don't fit in our magazine, and I don't think actually they don't feel like the person who wrote the pitch has ever read Blender, or if they have, they've just given it a glance. So you have to know who you're pitching for, and not just the magazine, but the magazine's readership. You have to have an understanding of who that is.
I'd had the idea that I was going to pitch today in some notes, and went over some notes and sort of practiced with other people and in the mirror and to myself kind of over and over on the way here, and that was actually about it, just preparing how and what I'm going to say.
I think the thing that makes a good story, especially when it's coming from outside the kind of the magazine's editors, is the idea behind the story, how creative and original it is, and also the amount of research you put into it and whether there's news to be gathered there. So the effort that's put into a good pitch needs to be substantial. It can't just be tossed off.
Yeah, it's a little piece that I wrote, and I find it's just this little project I haven't put a lot of time into. But then when I saw this pop up on Media Bistro, I'm like, oh, let me see if I can give it another crack. So we'll see.
I feel like it's a good story. I feel like it's an interesting story, and everybody that I've told it to really feels the same way. So I feel like I just say what I'm going to say, and if he likes it, he does, and if he doesn't, he doesn't. So.
Well, obviously, best case scenario would be he accepts the pitch, and I'm able to write it, and it gets published. Worst case scenario, I mean, I got to meet him and practice with a high-profile editor, so it's not so bad still, as a worst case scenario, and I just go home.
You know, best case scenario is that someone has a germ of an idea that's worth pursuing, and they have some talent, and we can figure out a way to hopefully make that work for our magazine. You know, that's all it really needs is some spark of either ingenuity or originality, or some sense that you've really looked into a story that hasn't been covered very well, and you've got some inside track on it that means something to a Blender editor. You know, why should I go to you as a freelancer for a story that I can't, you know, what is it that I can't get myself? You have to show me that there's something that you know that I don't.